Remembrance Day is much more than World War I, World War II, Korean War. It's much more than that. I've changed my whole attitude on my service. It used to be, like country, self, family, God. That was kind of my attitude. And after many years of service and looking back at it and rethinking it, and in my latter years of service, just a full 180. I came to realization I got my whole life backwards. It should be God, family, country, self. That's what it should be. My faith has always been very important to me, always. More so after we had children, more so after they got older, more so when I was away, And so I think in service to my Creator, I think He gave me opportunity to serve my country. I've very much enjoyed serving my country. It's been an eye-opener. It's been just a lot of things that I guess unless you've actually been there, it's kind of hard to describe. I think the cenotaph in Halifax has it pretty right in memory of those who served, in honor of those who fell. When you really think about it, that's just kind of almost tears me up, Those military members that served and fell, if it wasn't for what they did, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. We wouldn't have the freedoms that we have in this country. They just wouldn't be there. I remember, I think it was 9 of them on a flight. It would have been the early 70s. They got shot down. It was an accident. And there were 9 Canadian Forces peacekeepers on that plane, and they got shot down. Of course, they all died. So that's that operation. And the one that's most recent is, of course, Afghanistan. Many people will remember Afghanistan. And brings to mind another Morden boy, Brian Burkett. Our Legion has a banner program in which we remember people that have served their country in uniform. And he is one of them, one that his family did a banner on his behalf. June of '86, he was on a search and rescue mission in the Kananaskis area of the Rockies. They were searching for 2 airplanes that had gone down. One airplane had gone down, the second airplane went in search of that airplane, it went down as well, and then they were in search of the airplanes, and they went down as well in June of '86. And there was a crew of 3, 2 pilots and Brian Burkett. He was the flight engineer on that aircraft. And there were 5 civilian observers as well. And they all perished in that accident. So that one is always in front of my mind because I was assigned as the escort officer. I wasn't in his squadron. We were in the squadron right next door. So we ran into each other quite frequently. He got killed in that accident, and I was asked to, I volunteered, and they accepted my volunteering to escort his body home. It always makes it easier when you're taking somebody home and you know the area and you know the people. And so I was assigned as the escort officer, so I brought him home, and the funeral was done here at the United Church. Conflict will never be resolved until the end of time, and the end of time is the return of Jesus Christ. That's what I believe. And until that time, there will be conflict. People are different. Look at our area right now. It's very sad. The conflict that we have, people with, that we're neighbors are no longer even friendly. It's very sad. We're sacrificing things on the altar of ideology. And sacrificing friendships and family. And it's not what I served my country for, or my community, or my province. The weather forecast is not particularly conducive to an outside service, but we'll have our service outside this year. Our service people, men and women, served out there in the mud and the muck and the gore, in the heat and the cold. They served. They complained, but they still served. They were there. They dealt with it. If our boys can storm the beaches of Normandy at 6 o'clock in the morning, in a storm, rough seas, we can stand out here at the cenotaph for a half an hour on a nice day.